Welcome. In this video I'm going to be taking a look at this Core 4-person 9x7 dome tent. So if you find this video helpful, I'll put a link to this in the description, and if you use that link it helps me out a little bit and doesn't cost you anything extra. So I currently have a Core 9-person instant tent, and I'll put a link in the description to my Core playlist where you can find the videos on that. I love that tent, but we wanted a small tent that we could just set up, say, in the backyard to do some camping. And this is not an instant tent. They make an instant tent version of the 9x7. This one was a little bit cheaper, so we went with it. So let's check it out. Okay, so it says 9x7, sleeps 4. So generally with Core and every other tent, when it says sleeps 4, I usually think of it sleeps 2, and then you have enough room for a gear for 2 people. So I always divide the number by 2. For center height we have 54 inches, fits 1 air bed, and it's water resistant. So the instructions are sewed into the bag here, the tent bag. So that's really nice, so you won't lose them. And it's kind of a waterproof type paper. Okay, so these are the stakes, and we have a clear patch and a patch for the floor. Now I generally put a tarp under my tents to protect the floor, but I'm not going to just for this test. This is a net for the inside center of the tent. So I'm not going to do a comprehensive setup in this video. I may do that in a future video. I'm not going to go over every part, so I am going to film it, but I may speed some of this up. Okay, I have it all up, and that was my first time putting it up, so I didn't really read the instructions all that much. It goes up kind of like any other dome tent, so it wasn't too difficult. So let's take a walk around it. I like that these guy lines are orange, so they're a little bit more visible than black ones. Those things get tripped over all the time. Let's look down here. So we have the pole coming in here, and the pole has a little rubber tip on it, and I like that. I feel like the rubber grabbed in the plastic it's going into, so it didn't slip out quite as easy. So I did have a little trouble putting the fly on because it's windy and it slipped out of here. So you have these hooks and these little loops here. Now if you had 2 people that would be a little easier to do, and it wasn't that bad. I coped with it and I was fine. So there's Velcro here, and there's one up higher right around here. Oh, where the guy line is. So this is attached to the Velcro that attaches to that pole. So it slides through a sleeve here in the middle, and then it has one clip. So on the back side you have an air vent here, so there's mesh on the inside, and then you have a guy line for the fly here also. So I don't know if I need to stretch this out a little more. It's probably fine, but I'd potentially take this stake out and make sure everything's tight. This has an entry for an extension cord if you're at a place that has electricity. Now if I'm camping, I tend to not use electricity, although I wouldn't rule out bringing a little fan for my tent. Okay, so we're inside. So there's quite a bit of mesh on here. I don't have my tape measure, but it looks like there's maybe about 2 to 3 foot, I don't know, here that is solid, and then there's mesh on the top. And then this window will open. Oh, that actually feels really good. It's hot out right now, or the sun is out. So you can roll this window up and tie this down with a little tie down here. So if you're looking for like a cold weather tent, this may not be your best option here. So there's a little tag here you could hang a lantern from. And then you have this mesh. I'm gonna put the camera down so I can put the mesh up. Okay, you know I talked about putting a fan up. If you had a battery operated fan that wasn't too heavy, you could put that up there and have a ceiling fan. But this has a hook on it that you could say put a lightweight light on. And I thought this was interesting. There's a hook on both sides. So it doesn't matter which way you put this mesh on, so you don't have to pay much attention. If you put it on upside down, you still have that hook there. And you can put other things up there. You could put wallet, keys, you name it. I have a little update here. So this hook can go on here. There we go. So now when you hang something here, it transfers the load to the top hook. Oops, it came off. So thank you to my kid for letting me know about that. It has a pouch here, and it's not easy for me to maneuver, but caddy corner, which is right behind me, there's another one of these pouches. So you know, if a tent had 20 of these pouches, I probably wouldn't complain. They're so handy to put your keys in, your wallet, your cell phone, glasses, you name it. So I really like pouches. And 2 is good because back in the day, tents had 0 or maybe 1 if you're lucky. So you have 2 pouches and then the little loft thing up here. Here's the inside of the electricity. It's Velcroed shut. So you shouldn't have too many critters coming in there. It's Velcroed pretty good too. Here's the air intake here. So if you wanted this closed on the outside, you could stake it closer to the tent. So I have it kind of pulled out a ways. I could maybe pull it out a little more, but that would give you a little bit more airflow there. So it is a little warm in here with the day's sun on it. And it's pretty cool outside, but the sun is intense. And I'm in a tent, that's funny. But most people don't sleep in a tent in the sun. So while there is a lot of venting here, I don't know that it's enough to completely overcome the sun. I'm in, you know, if you're in the shade, you'd be in a much better place. So aside from it, inside, it's a construction similar to many other tents. You have the floor here. That's pretty durable, but like I said, I like to put a base, like a tarp under it. If the tarp gets punctured, I just spend a few dollars and get a new one and don't have to worry about the bottom. Although it did come with that patch, which is nice. So, and then if you want to hold the door open, which I usually don't like to do because then you get insects in your tent, it has the little straps here, so you can hold that open. Of course, the door can open very large, so. So that's the core 7x9 4-person tent. That's all I'm going to cover in this video. I may make some other videos. I may make one where I do like a raw uncut, how to set up and tear it down, because I know people are interested in just that sometimes. But that's all I'm going to cover in this video. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. If you liked this video, please click like. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd appreciate it if you could do that. And thanks for watching. Until next time, goodbye.